Yesterday, my local game store, Stormcrow Games, had a Nationals preparation win a box tournament, and I managed to go 4-0 with Pony and take down the box and check out one of my nice opens from the AOT2 box, this gorgeous Pearl Colossus SWAT. This is now my second one of these, actually, so I'll probably have to play set it, get a full play set in the full 4X. But this pony list was heavily inspired by Marvin Emery's pony list. He's been kicking butt with it lately at the webcam events. The webcam circuit event in November and the championship in December put up top 4 performances both times with pony. Basically, what happened was I came up with this deck the night before. I sleeved it up the morning of. I've been having a very difficult time deciding what to play for nationals. Do I go Mimic? Do I go with Burt 2? Do I go with Amajiki, Recovery Girl? I've been all over the place lately. That's why for Webcam Warriors, I just played Nejire because I couldn't decide and I just wanted to play something fun. So now we're getting to crunch time. 2 weeks up until Nationals. I wanted to test a deck that I might actually play in Dallas. So the night before, I played with my teammate Ross for a couple hours. He was playing Godzilla and Bionic. I took a teammate's version of Marvin's version of Pony, doctored it up a little bit to, add my own flair. And I just couldn't kill. I kept finding myself 3 or 4 damage short of actually killing when I was playing against Ross. And that was frustrating to me. And the first thing that I tried to do was cut Lethal Slash because it's a 2-check. And then when I cut it and played several games, I realized absolutely the wrong decision. Lethal Slash is what takes Pony from like an A tier character to an S tier character. Marvin's been banging the drum on it, and he's absolutely right. What makes Lethal Slash so good that I didn't quite realize at the beginning of my testing is that not only does it remove itself, not only does it draw a card, both things that Pony wants to do. Since Pony clears on face, we can spend 3 horn counters and clear, but we're only getting 2 horn counters per attack, meaning that we have to play 2 attacks in order to clear 1. But with Lethal Slash, it removes itself, and it helps us get an extra 2 horn counters during its enhanced step. So it helps us build up those horn counters, meaning that even if you start with 0 horn counters, on your first attack, you'll go to 2. On your second attack, if it's Lethal Slash, you'll go to 4, clear your first attack, then Lethal Slash clears, you still have a counter. On your third attack, you'll then go to 3, and then on your fourth attack, you can clear out that third attack, and now you very easily, even with starting your turn at 0 horn counters, cleared your first 3 attacks. That is what makes Lethal Slash so good. If you take out Lethal Slash, it's not only that you move itself, you not only lose itself removing, but you lose the extra card pool clear from Pony starting at 0. And that's what gives this deck turn 2, turn 3 potential, which is where we need to be. We are in a massive damage reduction format. Bertolt 2, damage reduces, has a board wipe. Mimic, damage reduces with the assets and flask and soups and has a board wipe with colossal detonation. Godzilla is 34 health. This is a chunky boy here, and he has a board wipe. So control decks are having a pretty difficult time. Mid-range decks are having a difficult time. Recovery Girl, you have to go over the top on. Reiner 2 is another damage. Just has it on face that he gets that flip, and then the first attack gets -5 damage. So a lot of damage reduction in the format right now. You have to be playing a deck that can output 50, 60 damage very, very early on. And that's what Pony can do, is on turn 2, turn 3, we can just play 10 attacks on 4 foundations. I seriously did that. I beat, in my round 1, I played against Sasha Food Fanatic. I seriously, on 4 foundations, I played 10 attacks, and I killed him from full health plus triple Knots Flask. So I dealt 39 damage. It was awesome. Okay, but in my testing, that wasn't quite happening for me the night before. So I made some updates to the Pony list. Let me walk you through the updates. First off, Sugar Rush Power Up. Pony is filling up her discard pile so fast that this remove 10 cards is almost always online. It gives you +2, +4 to your attack, and it's a 5-check. Basically, this is a 5-check attack. It's awesome. And then we can, slam that on like a Spirit Slash, which is already, as long as you have more face downs, it's already a base 6-speed move. We can Pony make it 8-speed. We can Sugar Rush, and now this thing is going to be a 4 + 1 + 4. It's going to be like a 10 high 9. Spirit Slash carries the damage of Sugar Rush really, really well. The other decision that I made was I put in 4x Steadfast Resolve. Destroy a foundation, it gets +1 damage. The cut that I made for this was I cut out the high value targets and the quick responses, or and my teammate was playing one where you flip and then it clears if it's completely blocked. I can't remember what that one was, but I cut all those because I just want damage. I felt like if this is an ultra consistent turn 2, turn 3 deck, we need to make sure we're getting there against these chunky damage reduction characters. So Steadfast Resolve, +1 damage. This 5th copy here is a red right, it's the coolest. It flips for +2 damage. I consider it like a 5th copy of Steadfast Resolve. Adding it gave me perfectly even block zones, just as many high blocks as low blocks, which is important to someone as OCD and deck building as myself. The other thing that I added was Mikasa's Admission. Whenever I discard it, +2 or -2 damage. It's also a nice 6 check. What was the other thing I added? I think that was it as far as damage. Just the Sugar Rushes, the Steadfast Resolves, the Mikasa's Admission. Basically, swapped out 10 cards to go more aggressive. I just want to go all in on turn 2, turn 3. The other thing I did was I took Seizing the Advantage from a 4 to a 2, and then I added in 2 Deadbolt. I love Deadbolt, such an underrated card, and it's especially good in Pony. Right now, Mimic was 3 out of the 4 of the top 4 in Oceania. That just happened. Mimic won Oceania. Mimic won the $3,000 webcam circuit. Mimic is everywhere. Deadbolt is the ultimate asset hate, and it's foundation hate, so it's good in every single game. Hey, on turn 2, drawing Chimera Kraken is a big deal, right? Committing and freezing an opponent foundation, and you get to commit an asset. Deadbolt is better. You get to commit and freeze 2 things, your choice between assets and foundations. So, like Kraken can take down a Cape of No Return for 1 turn, Deadbolt can take it down for 2 turns. Or I can say, hey, Mimic, commit and freeze all of your Knots Flasks, which my round 2 opponent was my brother, and he was on Mimic, and committing and freezing all of his flasks won me the game. But the nice thing about Pony with Deadbolt is we can Deadbolt, first form, commit and freeze things, and then we're going to Pony, spend 3 counters, and we're going to clear our Deadbolt from the card pool. How cool is that? Okay, I realize I'm just kind of all over the place on this deck profile. I don't have a script I'm sticking to, but those were the basic changes I made. 2 other changes. I added in some Flustered for momentum hate and draw. This flip to draw if you have a charge attack, Moth and Battle Lore Release and Falling Skies. That's 10 charge attacks or 11 charge attacks sitting right there. So it's consistent enough to have 50% of our attacks be charges. And then momentum hate is pretty premium in a format right now where Godzilla's using it to give bonuses to his checks. We have Mimics using it for vertical maneuvering equipment. We get around things like Airy, Broken Psyche, etc., etc. It's nice to have momentum hate. And then the other attack that I added in is Bad Guy Roundup. I wasn't sure about this, but it came up big. I think I'm a fan. I think it belongs. I could see myself cutting it, but I think it belongs. Let me know what you think in the comments. But it's momentum hate. When I play this, they discard a momentum. I get to draw a card 60% of the time, which is important for Pony. It's a low, which gives me some attack zone diversity, and it's a powerful 2. It's my only momentum out. So I did win a game off of playing it as a finisher with the powerful. I did win a game by playing it and getting rid of their momentum, and then their Airy was no longer online. That was round 3 versus the Genkai that I played. So it came in handy both of those times, but the draw wasn't feeling quite consistent enough during the actual event. So I think it stays. I'm not sure, but it's nice to like have these low attacks right here, Wish Hard and Bad Guy Roundup. And then with the Pony zone changing, if you spend 2 counters, sometimes like they recognize that you're on this Falling Skies Moth release package, and then they start holding their high blocks, and then you can sneak attack them and go low. That's you really only do that if you've built up some horn counters. You know, you have a strong horn counter economy. All right, so Pony, the basic idea of the list is we're going to play 1,000,000 attacks, we're going to clear them all, and we're going to use all of these cards that when we discard them, we get to draw. So I'm actually on 4x Wish Hard, but I only own 3x, and I had to borrow 1 from someone else. But I've got the 4x Wish Hard, the 4x Any Means Necessary, and the 4x Feral Shriek. That gives you 12 cards that you're discarding to draw. And my round 1 opponent was like, man, you are getting so lucky to draw these all the time. But the thing is that Pony draws her entire deck. So you will just always draw into them. Like this is 12 out of 66 cards. That's a pretty solid percentage. You hold on to them for your turn 1 build so that you can pop off on turn 2. Feral Shriek also, never forget that response on defense that at the start of their combat phase, you can discard 1 and then you can respond with it and draw 2 there. So we're playing 1,000,000 attacks. The downside to all the million attacks with Pony is that they're base damage. So we have to be clearing our card pool and sending lots of these. We got our little horns and we're just headbutting them, doing like paper cut damage, and taking them down. I actually don't really know like Pony's quirk in My Hero Academia beyond like having pony horns and looking cute. Um, yeah, somebody can someone can educate me in the comments. Yeah, so we're just playing like Battle Lore Release, which is going to draw, get us to like 8 damage. Electric Moth, discard, and draw. Electric Moth, I would love to cut so much because its stats suck, but the discard 1, draw 2 is just too important. Falling Skies, I took to a 3x. I took it from a 4x to a 3x. I like it as a finisher. I like it as a poke. But again, we're not really looking to poke with this deck. We're looking to kill them on turn 2. And then it's not doing anything in the middle of a string because we're not getting to draw off of it. And with Pony, it's really important that we're keeping our hand up because it's pretty incredible. You'll have like 15 cards in hand, and then before you know it, you're down to 2. And it's like, wait a second, I had my whole deck in my hand. Where did it go? That can happen very quickly with Pony. Yeah, and then Spirit Slash, when we clear it, we build. And it's a 0 high block. The 0 high block did save me in a game against Genkai. It was a lethal rewind throttle. The only way I was able to block it was thanks to that 0 high block. And it's the best carrier for the Sugar Rush power up. Then we got Sacrifice for the Cause, which is the main way we're killing people. My frustration was the night before testing for the event with Ross is he was finding ways to commit, seal, or freeze this. And that's why I added the extra damage boosts. But Sacrifice for the Cause, discard a card, and then we get the damage of the block modifier. The best play with this is to discard any means necessary and get that 5 damage, and then respond and draw. And this can snipe something that would reduce the damage of an attack. Also, hidden ability on Sugar Rush, people forget about it. Remove, flip a rival foundation with an ability that reduces the damage of this attack. So we're pretty immune to things that are going to reduce our damage. And then the 4x new training method. How do we get super consistent builds in a deck playing 2 checks? The answer is new training method. When we build this, we get to build something committed, and we always want to build this Sacrifice for the Cause committed, and it's going to help us pick up foundations along the way. If we have a lot of foundations and we're not scared about checking bad, we can use it to pick up, like, for example, a Feral Shriek. We just and then we can use it for Pony and respond draw. Then we just have lots and lots of draw because it's very important to keep strong card economy here. So we got the Push the Advantage, Draw on the Clear, the Chivalrous to draw, the Flustered to draw, and then a couple 0 diffs here. I 4x'd Quick to Act because I like my 0 diffs to do something, and I only did 2x number 10 Pro Hero. I'll be honest, the reason I only did a 2x number 10 Pro Hero is because I only have 2 alternate arts, and I wanted to use my alternate arts, and it would bug me if I had 2 alternate arts and 1 normal version. So I said, I'll cut it to 2, and then when I was playing the games, I was like, yeah, this was actually the right decision. 2 there is correct. Okay, Marvin says that I'm being a scaredy cat by only playing 3 Lethal Slash, but I think it's correct. Because with Pony, you will see your entire deck. You will draw so many cards, you will see your entire deck. So if you play 3 of this, you will still find it. But by only having 3, I have a 25% less chance of checking it. So I think 3 was the right decision after playing it. I'll probably test a little more at a 4, but 3x felt really, really comfortable. Yeah, and that's the Pony deck. Honestly, this deck was a lot of fun to play. Round 1, I beat Sasha. Round 2, I beat Mimic. Round 3, I beat Genkai. Round 4, I beat Reiner 2. Went 4-0 and got the box and got this very, very nice Colossus SWAT. So, will I be playing this for Nationals? There's a very, very good chance. I had a teammate telling me, and I'm not sure how true this is, I haven't actually done the math myself, but he told me that all I need to do is top 32 to get to Worlds, which I want to win the event. But I also this deck is a very, it fits my style a lot where I'm going all out on turn 2, turn 3, but if I don't kill you, right? If the aggro deck doesn't work, I have some outs, right? With Pony, I can change the zone of their attack on defense. I can give their attacks -2 speed. So if I don't kill them on turn 2, sorry, my camera's going in and out here. It's really having a hard time. If I don't kill them on turn 2, I can play some pretty solid defense and get that one extra turn I needed. That was pretty similar to like this is playing similar to Mirio. Last year I got top 4 at nationals with Mirio, and I was playing an extreme aggro list. But the benefit was I'm Mirio, and so I can zero out an attack on defense. So even when things go wrong, with some solid play, I can buy myself that extra turn. And that extra turn in an aggro deck like this, that's all you need. You're winning if you can buy yourself that extra turn, which happened a lot. Like at locals, there were several times where I was living at like 5 health, 6 health, 7 health. I would say that most of my games were won on turn 3. There were a couple games where I got the God Hand and I checked super well and I killed on turn 2. But most games I was winning on turn 3, and so surviving turn 2 in this format is no small task at the moment. But Pony was giving me just enough defense to survive. So I could definitely see myself playing this for nationals. I honestly had a lot of fun. I'm not sure my rivals had a ton of fun because they just say pass for 10 minutes. It's like, I'll play this. I'll press this button. I'll press this button. I'll press this button. I'll press this button. I'll clear it. I'll play this attack and then repeat for 10 times. It's like my turns are taking like 5 minutes and they're just like saying pass, pass, pass. I'll take 4. Pass, pass, pass. I'll take 5. Pass, pass, pass. Like I'm not sure it's the best time for my rivals, but I was having a really good time. It's a lot of fun to clear your card pool and press lots of buttons. Okay, some changes that I might make. I could honestly see myself taking Sugar Rush and Deadbolt to 3x's each. I'm not sure, but like having the Sugar Rush in hand really felt like the difference in killing my rival a lot of the time, and I could tell that this is what they were scared of. I could just tell that like you typically want to play more of what your rival's scared that you're going to be playing. Everything here felt really good. I honestly don't think. I think this is about what I would take. The only question mark I have with this deck is like, is Bad Guy Roundup worth it? Like I know that I need a momentum out, right? For those times it does go to turn 3 and I have a momentum or 2. Should it be like a Tetra Terror Onslaught? Go grab an attack if it deals damage. An Echo. But I don't like drawing into a 5-diff mid-attack string. Should it be like a Haymaker? Stun 2, build it down, and now that's giving everything damage, which is also helping the damage. But I don't want to be playing something that a transform card that when I want to be clearing everything. So what should this be? Let me know your thoughts. Because I would honestly be interested. But a lot of fun. Good chance I take this to nationals. Good chance I pivot to something else, and I just say that was a good time. And I know that I'll be running into ponies at nationals, and there's no better way to prepare against a character than playing as that character, because then you realize the things they're thinking about. And you can kind of get in their head if you have experience playing it. Otherwise, you get blindsided by plays because you're just not sure what's in their head. So even if I don't play pony, it was still very beneficial to get a lot of practice with it. Anyway, guys, that is going to do it for me. I'll be posting a deck profile from Kyle Wright here pretty soon on his Byakko deck that did really well for Webcam Warriors. And I'll probably be coming back to talk about OCE Nats, the top cut lists. I was thinking about a video on how to make a good nationals deck. What goes in, what's the like formula for making a deck that can win a 100+ player event. Not just top cut, not just win locals. Like, what's the difference? What's the difference between a deck that can win locals and a deck that can win nationals? And how do you know if you're building that deck or not? So might do a video on that. And then I should be casting the EU nationals here this next weekend. So keep an eye out for that. I'll see you guys next time.